Our narrative begins in the deep recesses of antiquity, where Ukraine's history finds its roots. Thousands of years ago, early settlers found home along the fertile banks of the Dnieper River. This was the cradle of civilization in Ukraine, nurturing life and culture in its verdant embrace. During these ancient times, the land was a crossroads of cultures. The Scythians, renowned for their mastery in horse riding, and the Sarmatians, famous for their warrior women, who may have inspired the Amazon myths, left indelible imprints on this land. These nomadic tribes, with their rich tapestries of traditions and beliefs, infused the region with a unique cultural vibrancy. But it was the emergence of Kyivan Rus in the medieval era that truly marked a significant chapter in the history of Ukraine. A powerful state that encompassed much of Eastern Europe, Kyivan Rus was a beacon of culture and learning. Its capital, Kyiv, was a bustling hub of trade and scholarship, rivaling the great cities of Europe. This was the golden age of Ukrainian history, a time of prosperity and cultural efflorescence. Kyivan Rus also played a pivotal role in shaping the Ukrainian identity. It was during this period that Christianity was adopted, forever changing the spiritual landscape of the region. The Old East Slavic language, the mother tongue of modern Ukrainian, Russian, and Belarusian, was also widely used in Kyivan Rus, laying the linguistic foundations of Ukraine. Yet the legacy of Kyivan Rus was not merely confined to the realms of religion and language. Its legal codes, social structures, and political institutions had a profound influence on the development of Ukraine, setting the stage for the nation's future trajectory. As we leave the ancient world, we step into a period of significant change, the Mongol invasion. This era, fraught with upheavals and challenges, would test the resilience of the Ukrainian people and shape their destiny in ways unimaginable to their ancestors. The 13th century brought a wave of transformation with the Mongol invasion. This marked a significant turning point in Ukraine's history, as the formidable Mongol Empire extended its reign over the prosperous state of Kyivan Rus. This once thriving entity, known for its rich culture and political prowess, fell under the yoke of the Mongols, setting the stage for a new era. With the fall of Kyivan Rus, the Mongols wielded significant influence over the region. Their rule was characterized by a complex blend of oppression, cultural exchange, and political restructuring, which left an indelible mark on Ukraine's historical canvas. The Mongols brought with them a distinct culture and a formidable military force, reshaping the social and political landscape of the region. But as they say, every cloud has a silver lining. Amidst these challenging times, a new force emerged on the scene, destined to play a crucial role in Ukraine's history: the Cossacks. These fiercely independent warriors were not just ordinary soldiers, they were defenders of freedom, a beacon of hope in the face of adversity. The Cossacks were known for their exceptional military skills, their democratic society, and their determination to defend their homeland. The emergence of the Cossacks was not a mere historical accident. It was a response to the socio-political changes brought about by the Mongol rule. They stood as a symbol of resistance against foreign domination, playing a pivotal role in defending Ukraine's autonomy. The Cossacks established a vibrant and democratic society built on principles of equality and mutual respect. They were not ruled by a king or a noble, but by a hetman, elected by the community. In the face of Mongol rule, the Cossacks stood firm, their spirit unbroken. Their courage and resilience not only defended their land, but also laid the foundation for Ukraine's future as a nation. From the ashes of the Mongol rule rose the Hetmanate, a new chapter in Ukraine's history. The 17th century ushered in the era of the Hetmanate, a significant period in Ukraine's historical tapestry. The Hetmanate, a semi-autonomous Cossack state, rose to prominence under the watchful eyes of the Russian Empire. The Hetmanate was more than just a political entity. It was the embodiment of Cossack spirit and their yearning for autonomy. This era was marked by a delicate balancing act between asserting independence and navigating the complex dynamics of imperial politics. Under the Hetmanate, Ukraine experienced an era of cultural efflorescence. Arts and literature flourished, and the Ukrainian language and identity were further solidified. Cossack Baroque, a unique architectural style, sprang from this period, leaving an indelible mark on Ukraine's cultural landscape. This was a time of intellectual growth and artistic expression, a period when Ukraine's cultural identity blossomed. But the Hetmanate era was not just about cultural flourishing. It was also an age of conflict and power struggles. The Cossack state found itself sandwiched between powerful neighbors, the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth to the west and the Ottoman Empire to the south. These imperial powers sought to expand their influence, often at the expense of the Hetmanate. The conflicts were fierce and frequent as the Hetmanate fought to maintain its autonomy and protect its borders. Despite the odds, the Cossacks held their ground, defending their lands with the same spirit of independence that defined their identity. As we journey through the pages of Ukraine's history, the Hetmanate stands out as an era of cultural growth, political struggle, and unwavering spirit. It's a testament to the resilience and tenacity of the Ukrainian people, a chapter in their history that still echoes today. As we bid adieu to the Hetmanate, we step into the tumultuous 20th century. The 20th century brought with it trials and tribulations, shaping Ukraine in ways unimaginable. This era was marked by a series of heartbreaking events that forever etched their mark on Ukraine's history. Among these, one of the most devastating was the Holodomor, a man-made famine that occurred in the early 1930s. Orchestrated by Stalin's Soviet regime, this famine was a cruel act of political repression aimed at crushing the spirit of the Ukrainian people. Millions perished, their lives snuffed out by hunger, leaving behind a nation scarred and mourning. But the Holodomor was just one of the many challenges Ukraine faced during this tumultuous period. The country was caught in a whirlwind of political upheavals and shifting alliances. The struggle for power and influence among the world's superpowers turned Ukraine into a geopolitical chessboard, with its people bearing the brunt of these strategic maneuvers. Amidst these turbulent times, Ukraine's status evolved, and by the mid-20th century, it became one of the republics of the Soviet Union. This marked a significant shift in the nation's history, leading to profound changes in its political, economic, and social structure. Under Soviet rule, Ukraine experienced both progress and setbacks. On one hand, the country witnessed significant industrialization and advancements in science and technology. On the other hand, it suffered from stringent political control and suppression of cultural identity. Despite these challenges, the spirit of the Ukrainian people remained unbroken. They endured, they adapted, and they continued to hope for a brighter future. This resilience eventually led to the rise of a movement for independence, culminating in the dissolution of the Soviet Union at the end of the century. And so, from the ashes of the Soviet era, rose a new Ukraine, independent and resilient. This period of history, though fraught with hardships, was also a testament to the enduring spirit of Ukraine and its people. It set the stage for the next chapter of their journey, a journey towards independence and self-determination. In the dawn of the 21st century, Ukraine emerged from the shadow of the Soviet Union, declaring its independence. This pivotal moment in 1991 marked a new chapter in Ukraine's long and turbulent history, shifting the nation's course towards sovereignty and self-determination. In the wake of the Soviet Union's dissolution, Ukraine found itself at a crossroads. The country had been under Soviet rule for over 7 decades, and breaking free was no easy task. Nevertheless, the spirit of independence was strong, and the Ukrainian people were determined to shape their own destiny. This newfound independence, however, did not come without its challenges. The country grappled with economic instability, political corruption, and the daunting task of nation-building. Yet, amidst these struggles, there were also moments of triumph and unity that showcased the resilience of the Ukrainian people. One such moment was the Orange Revolution in 2004. This peaceful protest movement erupted in response to a fraudulent presidential election. For weeks, millions of Ukrainians took to the streets, clad in orange, the color symbolizing the revolution. Their collective voice echoed across the globe, demanding democratic reforms and the rule of law. Fast forward a decade to 2014, and Ukraine found itself in the throes of another pivotal moment, the Euromaidan protests. Once again, the streets of Kyiv were filled with protesters, this time rallying against a government decision to abandon an agreement with the European Union. These protests culminated in a wave of change, ushering in a new era of political transformation. These events, the Declaration of Independence, the Orange Revolution, the Euromaidan protests, all illustrate Ukraine's ongoing pursuit of democracy and freedom. They serve as powerful reminders of a nation's unwavering resolve to forge its own path, in spite of the challenges that history may bring. Here we conclude our journey, leaving us with an understanding of a nation that has weathered the storms of history and emerged resilient. Ukraine's story is one of endurance and resilience, a testament to the spirit of a people who continue to strive for a brighter future, rooted in freedom and democracy. And that, my fellow history enthusiasts, is the captivating tale of Ukraine's history, a voyage from the ancient settlements along the Dnieper River, through the era of the mighty Kyivan Rus, the Mongol invasion, the rise of the Cossacks, and the turbulent Hetmanate period. We've journeyed through the heart-rending Holodomor and the era of the Soviet Union, right up to the modern struggles for democracy and freedom in the 21st century. This rich tapestry of history has shaped Ukraine into the vibrant nation we know today. As we've seen, each chapter of Ukraine's history, whether marked by triumph or tribulation, has contributed to its unique cultural, political, and social landscape. Understanding this past is key to appreciating the Ukraine of the present and envisioning its future. Remember to subscribe for more historical adventures. Until next time, keep exploring the past